All right.
Is it recording?
I've started recording it, but you're breaking up, Professor.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. So the point is, out of this meeting, I would like everyone to know exactly what they want to do, including Harry. Harry was a little confused as to what he's supposed to be doing. So Karen is a MFE student, so he's coming in with his Karen to maybe a little bit more of a lead and Chitali who had expressed interest, but you kind of have to decide what to pick here and what to do, especially that we have. So I want to make sure it comes out clean. I'm not so sure what I want to do. And can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, very
Okay,
good.
here now.
Okay, what I mean is I want to make sure it's clear by July 1st what it is that what everyone is doing, wants to do in this project. So Metzela and Karen and Harry, maybe you guys could explain what are the things that could be done, that need to be done, or that could be done.
Right. Um, I'll just kick it off and then I'll just shoot it off to Ari and for explanation. But pretty much the project is working on interpretability of a supervised learning based model. So we have Harium's book as a guide, and the snippet that he shared that pretty much provides a brief outline of an implementation that's already been done using a random forest model. So you could pretty much work through the code. It's in Python to implement and just see how it works. So the overall guideline of the project is then extend this out to probably artificial neural nets as an example, as well as other methodologies that are detailed in terms of gaining a further interpretability of the supervised learning based method, specifically for Bitcoin trading as detailed in the description. So I think from my understanding and from the way I'd describe it is that the first thing is just to gain an understanding of how the supervised learning method works. This should pretty much be going through the book and as well as well as a simple code run through, running through the code that already exists, and then from there you can effectively be able to change the code accordingly to see how it behaves, how changing different measures actually changes the output, and then work through on that then in terms of finding appropriate interpretability methods for the method. So
Um,
that's a high level explanation that I could give.
that's
So
good. I mean, that's perfect, Metzela. Maybe what we should give, can either you or Harry give them the link to the book that in case they could access it online, or maybe I think Shatali has it already.
I do
We
have it, yes.
Yeah, maybe, and Karen, Karen has the book already or not?
No, no.
Yeah, get the link and you could access it. I think we have available on in the library. No, I
Okay.
have. What about Sing Lee and Euro? Can you hear us? I got two students there, but I don't.
yeah, they're online logged in, but they're muted, no cameras on, so I'm not quite sure.
I can't hear them.
Hello,
Are they saying anything?
can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you? Are you in China?
No, I'm actually in here in America, so
Okay,
I
great,
can clearly
fantastic.
hear you guys, but my camera
Okay,
is broken, so
that's
probably
fine.
cannot
That's
turn it on.
Can you guys send her the link to the website, to the book?
Yeah, I'll
Can
share.
someone do that? Yeah.
I'll share those on the. Are they on the group me chat?
Yes.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
So I'll
So
just reshare everything there.
great. So what they need to do is, including Karen and Shatali, is take a look at the project. I mean, there is I think I copy and pasted what the Arium sent us, and decide what is it that you're comfortable working on, right? And then when we meet it, well, we'll discuss it for before Thursday. So I get Harry, how do you want to do this? Because you're the one that has to present the press conference.
So sorry, you cut out for a second.
What is your view on all this?
You cut out for a second. What were you saying about the press conference?
Yeah, you have the not us, but you have the press conference on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna need to, what you need to do is you need to tell these people what everyone is gonna be working on and what the idea of the project is. I don't know if Matsala, are you gonna be available for that press conference?
I'm not quite sure, but I can help. I could be a resource before that. If I'm not, I might have to be traveling
Yeah,
on the
okay.
day.
So
Yeah.
Harry, I'm afraid you're gonna be it on the first. So make sure you get from all the people on this call their input as to what they will be working on, and their job is to basically go through the book, go through the email, the description that I put in GroupMe, and they need to say, okay, these are the things that I would like to explore. Now, for the new student, I want to be clear. I think Karen and Matsala already know this. I've been working on other project. You work on this, right? It's a project. It's not a class. And that's how the capstone is run. So you're going to have to read what's available, and then obviously working with other people, but you need to form an idea as to your ability and what you want to learn.
Professor, you're breaking up there a bit. We can't hear you, Professor. You're broken up. Is it just me, or is everybody can't hear?
I can't hear.
It's for
Mm.
it's for me as well.
Nope. Nope, we can't hear.
Well, I just before when we're waiting for him to come back, I just want to clarify. So is all the other students, of course, other than Matsala, you've graduated, is everyone else starting, or like in theory, if they're interested in this project, they'd be starting in the fall, or
I can start in the summer. Now, before I get in, I have some questions for you, Harry. So, my understanding, you're trying to create a Bitcoin trading bot, right? And using supervised learning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's actually just a way of interpreting the interpretability of a strategy, you know.
Okay.
So it's pretty much finding ways to visualize the reasons why the strategy came to a particular conclusion, in essence.
So what? How are you trading the Bitcoin? Is the trading part fully automated,
Can you hear me now?
or do you want it to be fully automated? Yeah, we can hear you now, Professor.
Okay, so I'm going to talk for 5 minutes and then I'll let you guys manage it as long as you want. What I'm saying is that Ari is the one that has to present the press conference on July 1st. Maybe Karen, if you could be available since you're part of the program and you're around. But basically, you guys need to collect from everyone what everyone is going to be working on, including Matsala. So we have a feel as to what are the different parts of the projects. So, Ari, are you okay with that?
Yeah. Sounds
Right. So you'll have a feel, and if there's things that you need to do, then you'll be able to help them. So you have but at the end of the day, you kind of have to run the show and explain what the project is about and what people are going to be working on. Now, Shitali, Yiro, and Sin Lee, right? You guys are coming on for the fall, and you're interested in this project, but you need to take a look at all the information we have. Take a look at the book. You know, speak to Ari or email or right after the call, during this call, talk to the other guys and find out, okay, how do we split this pie? And also, is there enough to go around for everyone, right? Knowing that Matsala is probably going to be less and less involved. Ari is just here for the summer. So really, we're only talking about Karen, 4 of you really at the end of the day comes the fall.
Professor, I'm actually continuing into the fall. That's a part of the fellowship. You continue into the fall, so I'm taking.
Oh, yeah, oh, sorry, because you are a fellow, right, right. So
Yeah.
Harry will still be involved as well. So this is a long-term project, but obviously we need to make sure what it is that you want to work on and what's available. So you will need to talk amongst each other. Let's use Marcella, who's here today, because he's worked on, I don't know, 3 other projects before getting his job in Washington, DC. And he'll help you how to do these things, right? He did it very successfully. So I'm going to leave you to yourselves because I don't want to influence you too much. But at the end of the day, Ari and Karen, you guys need to come up with a list of things that whoever is going to be working on, what people are going to be working on, essentially. That I think is important. Okay.
Sure.
You got it.
Okay, Karen, see you.
Take care.
Right. So I have a hard stop at 3 o'clock, guys. I have another meeting to jump onto. But pretty much, I don't know, Ari, you had said that you needed. So the key thing is, I don't know. The key thing is going through the actual implementation on GitHub. If you do that, then it becomes a lot easier to, first of all, understand what the code is doing, what the methodology behind the trading strategy is. And then from there, you can be able to follow through the 2 suggestions that are provided on how to provide alternative interpretability on those. So that would be my onset guess. So if you could do that, pretty much running the code via GitHub should be very easy. It's already there. All you have to do is do a few changes, I believe, and it should be able to run. So if anybody has a problem with that, just shoot me a message and I'll probably look at my old codes that I'd been able to run and I could share that with you just so that you have that. And then, from then on, then you guys can segment what it is you really want to do within the project.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't know if that's all right with everybody.
Yes, Marcella, it's good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so I could share a document if you want me to. I could create a short Google Doc maybe at 3:30 for everybody. Detail what I can, and then you guys can fill in the gaps that you think you'd be able to work on.
Yeah, that sounds great. And just I'm thinking, so for the presentation on Thursday, since a lot of people are hopping onto the project now, should I just should I guess be like thinking about more of the future and not the past? Since I mean, it sounds like you worked on it a little bit in the past, but since it's kind of getting up to speed now, I'm just trying to think about what I should be saying.
I think the best thing to say in that regard is, like I was saying, go through the code. We can have another chat with you as well if you want to. Go through the code and speak through the methodology that is implemented in the code. So pretty much explain Bitcoin, right? And then explain the methodology. So you supervise, what is supervised learning, right? Just explain that a bit. And then from there, break down into, okay, there's random forest being used. Okay, why is random forest being used? And then after that, you can break it down onto, okay, what would be the benefit of adding artificial neural net to the project, right? So that's how I would go about it. And then from there, you would then explain what interpretability methods you're currently exploring, which is where everybody else would come in then, you understand? So I think that's how I would structure it or think about it in terms of presentation, because I assume that they also want to see what you have done, and what you have done would pretty much go hand in hand with, what you've understood from going through the code. I don't know if that's clear, if there's any questions from anybody.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I have some questions. Have we decided, like, what stage of the project are we in? Have we decided how to like trade on Bitcoin? Which platform, which exchange?
No.
How do we? Where do we get our data?
I don't know. I don't know if the goal of the project is to necessarily have a place where you put in money and it actually trades it for you based off of that.
Right.
Like at least the original, but from the book, it was like using historical data and projecting like based off of that if it should. That I think that's one idea that I was also interested in, was trying to like build some type of website or like server that would use the previous data as well as data that's coming in on the current prices of Bitcoin and potentially other cryptocurrencies to like say, is this a good time to buy, sell, hold, etc. But I think right now the stage that we're in the project is more of exploring those type of options of where we want to take the analysis and implement it.
I hear you. Yeah, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency in general is definitely a very deep rabbit hole. I jumped into it last year, haven't got out. So I can help you in any like inside knowledge. I can, but depends on what you want. I think the trade is very different on like different side of things. If you just want to, say if you don't want to implement it, and I haven't read about the trading methodology that you guys pose. I don't know how time sensitive methodology will put on, like how time sensitive the methodology will put on the trading strategy, but a lot of the Bitcoin trading bot on the platform, on the market out there is based on a lot of arbitrage, and this AI powered or deep learning powered is definitely a breath of fresh air. So we can work it out and see how it plays. And I think you will have a lot of like a lot of stuff to learn when it comes to implementation. I think at the end of the day, you still need to do some coding to at least get yourself connected to a blockchain. So you either can get data directly from them, or you can get data from a third-party provider if the time sensitive is like not a big deal. But for trading, you definitely want to be connecting to the terminal, or to one of the exchanges. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're putting like a lot of money on stake, but I think that's just part of the learning. I think that's going to help you a lot, having a blockchain dev experience.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, this is basically my take 5 minutes in, so take it with a grain of salt. It's kind of immature at this point, but we can talk more in later. So you got a big presentation coming up this Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can help you present if but obviously I need to learn more about it, so we can set up a time like between then to talk if you want.
Yeah, and then I'll forward you guys the rest of the project description and everything. So if you guys need anything else, just let me know. Reach out to me, Ari or Karen, and Chaitali as well, and I'll send everything out that anybody might need.
Awesome. But so do we have a team drive or some sort?
Nah, I was actually doing this alone last semester, so I was able to implement a certain part of it. Just what was there, so I could share that. I'll just have to go through my previous stuff and look at what I have, like how far I'd want, and then I could share that with you guys as well.
Okay, sure.
Right. Yeah. Then yeah. So if there's any questions, then you could just reach out.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. I'd probably suggest that you set up a meeting today, tomorrow, just so that at least by Wednesday everything is brushed up and the presentation is also brushed up for everybody.
Okay.
Sounds good. So I guess next steps are just trying to get Kieran up to date on the book and learning a little bit. Don't try to get everything in the next couple of days, but more of just a general overview so that we can present together. And then from there, we'll figure it out. If that sounds good to everyone.
What is this conference about? I haven't received any invite or any kind of brief or background.
Yeah, so they're for the